Hi, it's Shelley, and this is episode 3 of SNOWED, the Michael Snow is a Fraud story. So, where did I leave off? I think I left off where I let him into my house. I know. I'm cute. Anyways, I did let him in, and he seemed incredibly nervous. So, he did ask me if I had anything to drink. I always kept a bottle of whiskey in my house for my dad, and so I pulled it out, and he proceeded to have a couple of drinks and straight, and that was fine. Anyways, we visited, and yes, we ended up in bed, and then it was just like he turned into this like strange being, and he started being really rude to me, and I was not really happy about that. And so I kicked him out of my house. I took him back to his truck. I was like, get away from me. No. So I blocked him, and that was that. I was done. Definitely the man had drank too much. So anyways, I blocked him, and on I went with my life. Obviously, this was the universe trying to save me, and I didn't listen. So I went on a trip to Mexico, and I was with my parents and my kids and their spouses, and I guess, I don't know, maybe it was, I was the only single one. Maybe it was the margaritas, but I unblocked him and I texted him and, showed him a picture of my view. And he was very happy. He said, like, why'd you message me? And I said, well, I guess everybody deserves a second chance. And he apologized profusely, and he explained that he had been, he did drink too much, and it's not like him. So he, it really affected him quickly. But he was just so nervous to meet me because he really felt strongly about me already. Okay, so we decided maybe we could give it a little go again. So he suggested that when I get home from Mexico and he is driving past Moose Jaw, that he could pick me up and take me on a short little road trip out to Vancouver and drop his delivery off. Now, keep in mind that this would be like very quick because he's got a driving partner who's a woman. I mentioned that already, his business partner, and the truck doesn't stop. So it's a very quick drive. We're not stopping to sleep. We're just like, they take their shifts. So it's a very quick trip. And so I agreed to that. I'd never driven in a semi before. How much fun could that be? So off I go with them. And it was a very fun trip. I saw the mountains. It was winter. That was January, possibly, of 2018. And it was really nice. It was really nice. I got to know him a little bit more. I met his friend Karen, his driving partner, his business partner. And it was very nice. So after the trip to Vancouver, he dropped me back off at home, and off Karen and him went to Ontario, where they then drop their load. They do whatever. I don't know. I'm not all up on that. But we kept in touch. He was very attentive. We spoke numerous times a day. He was very much relationship oriented, couple oriented, that type of thing. So he did ask me if sometime soon that I would get in the truck with him again and go east, and we could get out in Ontario, and he would show me east of Toronto, where I had never been before. And I thought that would be fun. That would be a fun little road trip. Why not? So he suggested that I go ahead, book the car, because he's quite busy. He's a busy man. He drives. He's also doing land development in the truck while he is driving. He also has rental properties that he takes care of, and he does all that while he's busy driving. So he's quite the multitasker. So I said, yeah, of course, I'll go ahead and book it. And I booked a vehicle for us to have when we got to Ontario. So I get into the truck again and we drive east. And again, it was really great. I was seeing some things I had never seen, and he was very attentive, and Karen's a lovely person, or so I thought. And no, it was good. Oh yes, the reason that we were the reason we were renting a vehicle was because he had a Range Rover sitting at home, but it needed some work, and he just really didn't want to drive it on such a long trip before he had it serviced. Let me show you a picture. He did have a Range Rover. He's not lying. Let me show you. I guess that didn't really show up very well, but you could tell it's a Range Rover. It's an expensive vehicle, and yes, it was his. It was his. But we are going to get to that, how he got that car and where it is now and who's paid for that car. So stay tuned for that. So, I mean, that sounded all very plausible. I saw the Range Rover. He needed to take it to a dealership. We rented a vehicle. So that's great. We start off our trip east, and Mike was incredibly generous. He paid for everything. He paid for hotel rooms, food, wine, great meals. He really truly spared no expense. He showed me things that I would never have seen on my own east of Toronto. It was really fun to, drive through Quebec, New Brunswick. Anyways, we were about a week into this trip, and we were only supposed to be gone a week. And he said, because I'm self-employed, I can take another week, and I would love to show you a little bit further. I said, okay, yeah, I'm self-employed too. I can do that. So I made arrangements, and little did I know, he wasn't self-employed. He had quit his job. Anyways, off we go. We go a little bit further, and another week goes by, and he says the same thing to me. Let's go visit my parents. I want to take you to my parents. They live in Newfoundland. They retired to Newfoundland. I want you to meet my parents. All right. Okay. This is great. Wow. And of course, he was very much, you're the love of my life. I found you. I've been looking for the perfect woman all my life, and here you are. I just, why wait? We're not getting any younger, blah, blah, blah. We got matching tattoos as well. I had mentioned to him that I'd always wanted to get a crown tattoo, and so did he. Amazing. So we actually got matching tattoos. Here's mine. Let me show you. Okay, that was it. That's all you needed to see. Yeah, that's still on my hand, and one of these days when I'm able to, I will get it lasered off. Yeah, try looking at that thing every day. Anyways, we did get these matching tattoos, and absolutely, he was like absolutely over the moon, love of his life, blah, blah, blah. I need to introduce you to my parents. I'm going to marry you, blah, 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 blah. Wow. This is crazy fast, but okay. So off we go. We meet his parents. We go all the way to Newfoundland, meet his parents, and they're lovely people. They're truly lovely people, and they don't deserve a son like this. Very hospitable, very, very hospitable. Had me into their home and fed me a traditional Newfoundland meal. It was really nice. We didn't stay there. We stayed in a hotel. And, Newfoundland is beautiful. If you get a chance, go. So he took me all the way over to PEI. He showed me land that he owned. He pointed out some of the places that he owned, and he said, like this, he planned to tear down. That, if you look over there, I've already fixed that up. You can see how we've built that up, and I had to do this and that. I plan to do this, and then I'm going to do that, and then it's going to be like this. And I mean, his stories, you need to understand that his stories were very elaborate. It's not just that I just blindly believed when he said the sky was yellow. He could back it up. He could talk the talk, and he was very good at what he did. So, he told me all about his plans, that what he was gonna do in PEI. But now that he's met me, he thinks maybe he's gonna do a little bit more land development in Alberta, because ultimately that's really where he wants to be, and he'd like to be closer to me. So stay tuned for part 4.